Well, spring has sprung, and so will those blood-sucking insects make a comeback this year? How bad will it get, and what precautions should you take now? CTV's Sonia Srivastava has the answers to all of your questions.
Well, temperatures today are supposed to reach into the upper 80s, and this time last week we were in the 60s, so we are certainly experiencing some mild weather here and there. And what does that mean in terms of insects? Well, I've got the guy for you who's going to answer all of our questions. He is Professor Mike Raup from the University of Maryland. And Mike, we are certainly seeing some of the stink bugs and the ants and mosquitoes already, so what's to come?
More is to come, Sonia. This is going to be a wacky year in terms of bugs. Everything is about 3 weeks ahead of schedule. So mosquitoes that we wouldn't normally see breeding until, let's say, the middle of May, all of a sudden they're breeding right now. People are getting bitten. This is going to be a crazy year for insects.
Now let's talk about this. This is a fish pond here, and it is a perfect breeding ground for mosquitoes. I know that right now they don't have any fish in here, but standing water like this is very dangerous, right?
Absolutely. When we have standing water, it's the perfect breeding place for mosquitoes. Should we have a look and see who's in there?
Let's see what's in there.
Okay, let's take a little peek. I thought I saw some little wigglers down here.
Oh my goodness.
Just take a little dip.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, look at that. There must be 60 or 70 in this little jar.
So what can people do if they do have standing water? I know a lot of times the planters and certain things in front of the homes, a bird bath or something like that, those are perfect examples, right?
Absolutely. If you have a bird bath, be sure you empty that twice a week, scrub it out. If you have dog dishes or maybe little leftover flower pots that collect water, dump those things out. Those are breeding sites. If you've got drains up on the top of your house that are plugged, they'll hold water.
Mike is very brave. He's got some stink bugs crawling on you right now. And Mike, these little guys are certainly becoming a nuisance for homeowners, farmers, you name it. So what's going to happen with them this year?
Well, Sonia, these are just ones that I collected out of my house on the way out this morning. Normally those stink bugs wouldn't be active till much later in this month. They've been on the march for almost a month already.
Now, Mike, there are a lot of products on the market that claim to be stink bug traps. Do they work?
Well, work is a relative thing. Right now the scientific community is considering these traps primarily as a monitoring tool. There is no question that some of the traps on the market will kill, they will attract and kill stink bugs, no question. But what that means in terms of the larger scale, what happens in nature, will they protect our crops? We don't really know the answer to that question yet.
So Mike, we've touched on the mosquitoes and the stink bugs, and the other nuisance for most homeowners is ants this time of the year. And I didn't even know, but there's so many different types of ants in our yard. So tell me a little bit about that, and what can people do right now to ensure that this problem doesn't escalate?
Yeah. Normally, outdoors, the ants are moving up into the treetops now to find things like aphids and scale insects to feed on the sweet honeydew that these things produce. But if you've got a cabinet with maybe a little syrup in it or a little spill of sugar on the counter, those scouts are going to come inside, find that sweet stuff, and then take the message back to the colony, recruit more workers, and before you know it, you got this ant trail coming from the outdoors to your counter.
Well, Mike, some great tips, and we certainly thank you for joining us. I'm Sonia Srivastava. I'm going to send it back to you all in the studio.
In 2010, stink bugs caused an estimated $37 million in damage to the apple crop in the Mid-Atlantic.